Before we get into the video, I just want to apologise for the lack of videos that have been on the channel for the past few days. Pre-season took me a lot longer than I thought, and with the players that I brought in as well, it did take quite a lot of time to get through the entire summer, as well as I've been working quite a lot. So I do apologise for that. We are back. We're in the second division of Germany. Let's find out what I've been doing over the past few months. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 25 of the Viktoria Köln story. And the day has arrived. We are in our fourth season and we finally made the step up to a higher division. And today is the day that we go through everything that I've been doing over the past 2 or 3 months of summer, what's been happening on the outs, the ins, and do I think we are strong enough to stay up in this division? Because ultimately, that is what the board wants. That is what I want. We want to stay in this division. We don't want to have to take a step back and then work towards getting promoted again. We are aiming to avoid relegation, then build upon it next year. Just like to say, if I do get relegated, that will be a first for me on this year's FM. So please be kind if it does happen. You know, don't abuse. Who am I kidding? Of course you're going to abuse me if it happens. What who am I trying to kid? Myself, probably. But obviously, the big talking point of what was going to happen between the transition from last year to this year is the players that we're going to get in. And we sort of briefly touched upon it in the last episode. There had to be a ruthless streak. We had to be ruthless with our squad. We couldn't stay, you know, focused on the legends and the icons that we've been making over the past few years, the players that we've got, you know, affinity to. We can't be doing that. We have to be horrible. I can only apologise for people that maybe enjoyed certain players' performances. It was hard for me, trust me, to some of the players that have left. It was very difficult to say goodbye to them. But what we are going to do, we're going to go over to the players that we've been getting in, briefly talk about each individual. Now, there's probably going to be some names on the in list here that you're immediately going to recognise. There's one person specifically that I'm sure a lot of you are going to be like, what? How did he get him? Of all the people, a wonder kid in FM. Every player that someone tried to sign in the past few years, how did you manage to get him? And we'll get onto him later. But starting off with Darko Koric. He is a regen. And I don't actually know if I brought this guy in. I don't think I did. I think it was actually... No, we did. We did bring him in. I apologise. I think this was in last year. We actually got him in because we wanted to, you know, de-strengthen our WSN. So it was a little bit of a scumbaggery from me, I admit. But he's actually a pretty decent player. He's actually pretty decent. You know, he's got good potential. Obviously, that doesn't mean a lot in this league until we get to the Bundesliga. But decent ability, and I'm sure he'll do a decent job this year as well. Then Mikoli, fantastic name. Centre mid, I believe he is. Just to strengthen that middle a little bit. For the centre mids that I've been getting this year, I've tried to focus on all-roundedness instead of specific attributes to, you know, specific attribute that's really, really good. I've tried to go for players that are very, very well-rounded just because I feel like focusing on them sort of players, especially at this level, is going to be a lot more beneficial than sort of going very one-dimensional with a player. But Mikoli, very, very good. I've loved the determination and work rate. He's got good stamina, so he's going to be a really, really good box-to-box potential playmaker as well with the good 13 and 13 vision. 13 vision? Brilliant. 13 vision, 13 passing, and 11 technique as well. So he's definitely going to be an important cog in our side. Jorge Silva, centre-back. Not really much that can be said about him. Once again, quite well-rounded, a good ball-playing defender as well, which is what I'm trying to transition my squad into doing, is to be able to be a lot more comfortable in playing at the back. Good technique, work rate, determination as well. Very, very nice. Good heading, marking, tackling. You can't really go wrong with them attributes in the defender, and anything else that he's got, or anything else another defender's got, as long as they've got them 3 main attributes, anything else is a bonus. And George Silva, definitely going to be important for us this year as well. And his attribute graph, right, Alex, go, look at that properly. Zoom in. That is the weirdest positional graph I've ever seen in my life. If anything, it's making my OCD go really, really weird. Like, that is strange. That is very strange. On to the player that I'm sure you're all desperate to be looking at is Pietro Pellegrini. And I'm sure for people that have been playing FM for a while, and even in this year as well, this guy, especially the past few years, turns into an absolute superstar if, develops correctly. And the fact that we've been able to get him is absolutely ridiculous. From Monaco as well, of all teams, he's made the he's made the short journey over to Germany. I'm a poet, what can I say? But this guy is definitely going to be massive for me this year. The potential he's got as well. I mean, we all know the potential that Pietro's got, so we know that if we went to the Bundesliga with this guy, he'd definitely be able to do a job. And he doesn't have barely any negatives either. Crossing, one position, and he's just unhappy with training. But everything else, good in the air, ambitious, jump in reach. This guy is going to be fantastic. If we get the most out of him, he will be essential for us this year. 14 finishing, 13 composure, relatively quick as well. Work rate and determination pretty good. But fingers crossed we can make the most out of him. And what I've tried, because with Pellegrini, I wanted to make sure that we gave him the chances, because ultimately it's going to be the players that are around him that feed the chances to him. So we had to strengthen our left, right and middle a little bit, and with likes of McCauley as well coming in, trying to playmate from the back and create chances for Pietro, with obviously Michael Seaton not necessarily going to be first team anymore, but the next guy we brought in is Clement Michelin, not a Michelin star, Clement Michelin, a right back, a very, very good right back, fantastic crossing. So you can probably see for the way this sort of guy is that we are going to be going very, very attacking with our fullbacks. As I said, that crossing, technique, tackling, passing, marking. His marking's 10, so maybe not so much, but 11 off the ball, 13 work rate, 12 determination, decent physicals for this level as well. Very, very nice to see. And fingers crossed he can be as good as the fullbacks were last year, if not better. Then Nicholas Pienri, 23 years old, and there is a theme sort of forming of all the players that I've got in as they are relatively young, but as I mentioned before, the players around Pellegrini is going to be essential, and Nicholas is going to be one of them guys. He's going to probably be playing in that inside forward role, dribbling, finishing, first touch, composure, decent physicals, decent technique as well. Everything you look for in an inside forward, this guy has got. His weakest attribute is long shots, which, considering he's quite young, we can train him. We can train that specific attribute to get a little bit better. And all the players we're going to get or have got are going to improve over time as well. So it's nice to see. And we did get this guy from Italy, so he was originally in the Serie B, and he only scored 6 goals last year. So fingers crossed we can hopefully sort of build upon that a little bit. And then we went over to Spain through... These are in Spain, aren't they? They are. I knew that. I know my geography. Gianfranco Gazzaniga, goalkeeper. I mentioned once again last episode that a goalkeeper with the likes of Vase leaving, we need to get someone else in to sort of challenge that goalkeeper spot. And with Gianfranco, I definitely think he's going to be the guy. And there was one specific attribute that I wanted in a goalkeeper, and it was that 14 passing. Finding a keeper over 12 or 13 passing is extraordinarily difficult at times. So to be able to get someone with 14 is absolutely mental. One-on-ones, reflexes, handling's a little bit poor, but everything else is pretty decent. Communication, command of area, and aerial reach. So this guy is definitely going to... is he going to be starting for us? I can't actually remember. Tomic's not playing. But Tomic is going to be our backup, and Gazzaniga is probably going to be our first choice goalkeeper looking at it. So fingers crossed he can have a good season with us. And then Redo, this guy has the best name you'll ever see in your life, right? Redorain Caroche, from a team with probably the most unique name for a player from the most unique name for a team. Lee Pie Foot 43. football, maybe they've got it right. Football, banter, no. Right then, well, my jokes are wasted, honestly. I'm a comedian. Peter Kay would be jealous, but what a name. What a bloody name. The fact they're in the second division of France as well is bizarre. They're not in the second division of France. I'm sure that's like... Are they? They are in the second division of France, okay. But this guy, a centre mid, once again, another playmaking / box-to-box centre mid, a 13 passing, 12 vision, good physicals, determination, work rate up there as well. Not really anything special, just once again another well-rounded centre mid for us to work around. Then we got someone from Bristol City of all teams. I bet you didn't expect that, did you? You didn't expect me to be getting someone from Bristol, but I did. Zach Viner, 25-year-old right back again. Fantastic potential, just that a little bit of cover in that centre-back and right-back area, and he can play centre-mid in absolutely desperate as well. His crossing and dribbling isn't where I'd like it to be, but apparently he's got a lot more potential to meet. But at 25, he's going to have to start pushing that a little bit now. But determination, work rate, everything's there. Physicals are very good. It's just that crossing and dribbling that are a little bit poor, and he's probably not going to be playing every single game because he doesn't necessarily meet the sort of player that I want to be playing on a regular basis. Now, these final two guys we actually got on free transfers. The first one being a Miles Kenlock, a left back. Same again. Good crossing, dribbling, first touch, physicals all there as well. So Miles and who was it? Oh God, was it this guy? Oh Jesus, who was it? Whichever one it was. But Miles and the other fullback are all they're gonna be playing first team football. That crossing and dribbling really stands out for me. And just overall a very, very complete fullback for this level. And then the final player, a centre mid, Lucas I'm obviously kidding. David Mora. That's right. We haven't got the other famous Mora. We've got David here at Viktoria. Centre mid, once again, another very, very good playmaker. And some of you might be saying that we're very sort of playmaky, so to speak. We haven't really got any players that can play other than advanced or deep lying, which could be the case. But once again, the players that I brought in, I honestly feel like, and David Moore goes in the centre mid positions, I think is probably our best sort of area coming into this year. I think in the middle we are very, very strong, and don't get me wrong, at the back we are as well, and obviously with Pellegrini up top. I think we have a very, very good side, and although the reporting is saying that these guys aren't very good in terms of this level, I am more than convinced that all the players we've got in are going to have a fantastic year. And with the tactic we're going to be playing, this is going to be... He's injured, brilliant. Well, just before we carry on, actually, a quick one. Ramos, Mingo and Carrera have all returned back to us on loan. I know that I said that Carrera might leave us this year just because he didn't perform the way he did last year, 2 years ago, sorry. But once again, just having Carrera here, that considering how good he is, and although... he's very sort of one-dimensional player. We can't pretend that he did score 14 goals for us last year, and although it didn't feel like it a lot of the time, I feel like Carrera very much had a poorish year last year, despite the stats showing otherwise. We decided to bring him back in, and then Mingo. Not really much to be said about Mingo. Mingo and Emperor stay in for that centre-back partnership. Any centre-back partnership. PK and Puyol get jealous, mate. Vidic and Ferdinand can't even tie their shoelaces. I've just realised David is unregistered, so let's change that immediately. There we go. So this is the side that we're probably going to be playing with for most of the year, and Danny Motta's still going to be playing with us, but he's going to be a backup, a winger / striker for most of the year. So I'm pretty happy with the squad that I've formed. As I said, it took me quite a while to get all these players in and look for the specific players that I wanted, but I honestly think with all the time that I put into it, it will 100% work itself out come the end of the year. But we'll go through the side quickly. Gazzaniga in goals. defensive partnership of Michelin, Mingo and Pruitt and Kenlock. 3 centre mid trio of Gemelt. No, not happening. You thought it was happening, but it's not going to. Fofana and David Mora. And then up top, Motta, Pierini and Pellegrini. That's going to be incredibly confusing and probably going to be a tongue twister and a half. But before we get into the game, make sure you let me know in the comments what you think of the side that I've formed. Are you happy? Are you unhappy? Is anything you'd change? Maybe, you think I've done bad business. Let me know. Let's have a discussion. But what we're going to do, we're going to go over to the game and I'll see you in just a second. Okay, here we are. So our first game is going to be against Wurzburg. And we only have 3 games this month. Second one being against Sandhausen. And then we're actually in the DFA Pokal first round against Mainz. But there's a lot of teams in this competition that you are going to recognise immediately, like the Dynamo Dresden, Nuremberg, Bochum, Hamburg, Union Berlin, Ingolstadt. Obviously, we had a little bit of a battle with them a few years ago. But we're starting to get into the realm of teams that we're going to start to recognise and maybe even see some players that we recognise as well. Pre-season went very, very well. We didn't actually concede a goal in 4 friendlies, albeit against teams that you'd expect us to beat. But we've scored, 21 goals in 4 games? I'm very happy with that. And that means going into this game, our confidence is going to be sky high. In terms of the club vision, they just want me to fight bravely against relegation, which I think we can do better than that. I definitely think we can avoid relegation or maybe sort of solidify ourselves in that top sort of middle-ish position of the table. And big news, I've just realised, big news, you might have spotted it already, but we are, for some bizarre reason, I'm not entirely sure why, we are building a new stadium. Yeah, we are building a new stadium. I don't even know where the money's come from, which, looking at the finances already, and we're already in insecure, the board think that building a 5-10 million quid stadium is the best way to secure to stop our problems. What? Are you kidding me? They are out of their mind. And I think for the time being, we have moved over to... we're actually... what's our stadium? Where is our stadium? Oh, God. Bay Arena. That's where we've moved for the time being. It's owned by Leverkusen, and it's got a capacity of 30,000. So if we're able to fill that, we're going to be making all sorts of dough, I'm telling you. But going into the first game of the season, fingers crossed, we can start off with a win. At home as well, the stands are absolutely packed here at the Bay Arena. What do I have to do to get people in? I've won a title and I still can't convince people to come and watch my side. Oh, blimey. But team talk, this has to be a positive one, and it is a very, very good one. Passionate, go out there and make a difference. I've got my fingers crossed. Everyone else better have their fingers crossed, because I do. Come on. 4-0 win. Just a 4-0 win. That's absolutely fine. Come on, please, please, please. Okay, first chance of the game, and it looks like it's going to be for ourselves. Michelin gets the ball in, and it's cleared away, and I said it could be for us, but it could be the complete opposite. Got to defend well, and we do. Luckily, the counter-attack doesn't come of anything. Gemelt, it's a poor ball, and it's very sort of Route 1 at the moment. There's not really any good football, so to speak, going on. It's a great ball over to Pieri. Is that a good ball? It's not. It's very... Let's slow this down. I feel like it's a little bit too quick. There we go. Pellegrini passes on to the right hand side to Michelin, known for his crossing. Is that attribute going to show something? It does. And Pellegrini with a golden chance at the far post. Doesn't make the most of it. And there's a chance straight after again. Kaufmann, Hemrick on the right hand side for Wurzburg. Kaufmann again. And they've got a lot of space here in the middle. It looks like he's going to be playing it through. He doesn't. And they're pulled back, to be fair. Casali. Pellegrini's going to chase that. I don't think it's going to come of anything. And it's calm and composed by the keeper. And they're playing it around comfortably and composed here, which is a little bit scary, but they're not really getting anywhere with the ball. That's the thing I'm noticing, is they're not really getting a massive opening, apart from now. And of course, that guy is massive, by the way. Are you kidding me? AAR, Alex, assistant referee. VAR, get out of here. I cannot believe it. The penalties given, quite frankly, through atrocious refereeing, and they took it away. It's a good penalty, to be fair to Patrick. Not off that TV show. What's it called? Oh, blimey, I've got to think of this. SpongeBob SquarePants. It's not Patrick off that one. It's Patrick Sontema, who's put Wurzburg in a 1-0 lead after we had a decent chance beforehand, and we didn't make the most of it unless we can pull them back right away. Who's taking this? David, ball in, and it's cleared off the line by their keeper. Their keeper's having a good game so far, but chance might not be over just yet. Here's another corner on the opposite side. David looks like a set-piece master, and it's cleared away, and Fofana gives away a free kick on the goal scorer. Is this going to... Okay, I thought that was going to be a card, but it's not looking good so far. 30 minutes gone. Can we do something before half-time? Okay, 5 minutes before the end of the first half. Michelin Star on the right-hand side. Pass it up to Mingo and Pereira. Hopefully we don't get counter-attacked here. That's my only concern. Pierini, not really created anything, but it's a great ball to Motta. Can he finish this? He can't. Motta trying to cement a first-team spot in our side, and with finishes like that, he's not making it easy for himself. Obviously, with Andrade currently injured, Motta's got a fantastic chance to solidify himself. Hopefully he takes it. Emperor, and looks like going into half-time, unless there's a chance right at the death, we are going to go in 1-0 down. And you'd say, realistically, that we've been very, very unlucky. We've better possession, better shots. I want to say that we are pretty unlucky. Coming from a penalty as well, the goal conceded. And we've definitely had the chances to pull a goal back or even go ahead, considering the chances that we've had. And I don't really want to change anything, because I honestly think that the quality of our side and the way we've been playing, it's only a matter of time before we get a goal. But we'll have to wait and see. Don't disappoint me, boys. Okay, so goal kick by Wurzburg. It's a poor goal kick. Michelin having a lot of the ball in today's game. It's an ambitious ball by Mingo, but it's won by Pellegrini, the sort of striker that we wanted. And I thought that was a shot, but Pellegrini's latched onto it. Kenlock. Let's go. Miles Kenlock, our fullback, with the first goal of the season for Viktoria Köln. That cross initially I thought was a shot, but thankfully it stays alive through Pierres, and Kenlock with a fantastic finish right under the keeper. Lovely stuff. I was literally going to make tactical changes as well, and I might still do that. I might change Kenlock to attacking and Michelin to attacking as well. Try to make the most of the attributes that you have, their crossing and dribbling. See if we can create something with the fullbacks. And with 10 minutes to go, there's going to have to be something quickly. And I think Pellegrini's had a poor game, and I think there's only one man that can save us. Mr. Michael Seaton. Round of applause. He's on the pitch. A legend of Viktoria Köln. Let's see if he's going to be the match winner. 5 minutes to go. They're going to have to be something now. Otherwise, we're going to push our line a little bit higher. And you might be thinking that's very risky, but we risk it for a biscuit. We don't sit back, and it looks like it is going to end 1-1 in our first game of the year. And once again, said this at half-time, I'd actually consider us very, very unlucky in that game. Miles Kenlock getting our best performer, and Gazzaniga got struggled to perform our goalkeeper. He had one shot. He had 3 shots at him, and he didn't save one. I mean, I feel like with a 6.8 rating, if that's going to be our lowest rating in the entire side, then I'm pretty happy with that. I think it was an average performance from our entire side. No one really struggled realistically, maybe apart from Pellegrini. But, you know, first game of the year with a point on the board, I am happy. Obviously, it would have been nice to get them initial 3 points immediately. But with that 1 point, against a rusty side as well that we have, you know, they're a new side, new players in the team that perhaps need to gel a little bit. I'm not entirely disappointed, but coming towards the end of the episode, we need to find out where we're going to come back. And because this is a brand new league, we are going to go a few extra episodes in this year just to just to have that feeling of the second Bundesliga. So I think what we're going to do, we're going to come back for we're going to come back for the VFL Bochum game. Yes, we are going to come back for the VFL Bochum game. We're going to play just over a month's worth of games with the DFL Pokal there, Sandhausen, Union, Berlin, Hamburg and Nuremberg all there before we see each other next. And fingers crossed we won't be in the relegation zone. Once again, I'm pretty confident we won't be in it this year, but let me know your opinions in the comments below. But that is going to bring us to the end of the episode. Obviously, I want to thank you all very much for watching. Absolute pleasure as always. I really appreciate everyone watching, the support, comments, whether on here or Twitch, very much appreciated. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.